Okay, let me try to channel a message for Vlogmas Day 4. Let me just listen. I heard happiness and vitality is the heart. Of gold, rebirth, change, prosperity. Dynamic, refreshing, it's almost like I have to have an intention for the reading, like, or I'm just gonna get these like random like stuff. It's almost like radio waves. Like you have to dial into the station, like what do you want to receive and from who? I'd like to receive a Christmas holiday message for the collective, for my people watching, for Earth Healer Movement to help us evolve. From only the highest white light, the Holy Spirit. I heard cleanse your energies. You are receiving the messages. Do not have fear. Right when I was coming over here, I heard fear versus opportunity. Opportunity versus fear. You have one opportunity in this lifetime. You can't be fearful. Everyone's living in fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear from the media. Fear from past experiences. Fear as in doubt. Fear to take a leap of faith. Fear to live out your wildest fantasies. Taking a risk. You don't have to like jump off a cliff or jump out of an airplane to make yourself feel stronger and more alive. It's about taking the risks in your work, in your life, to make the world a better place. Taking those risks every day to speak up and speak out on what you believe in. Taking a risk on losing friendships and losing people close to you to live in your truth, to live in your authenticity, not to care about the world around you and what they perceive of you, just to live in your authenticity, to say how you feel, speak up for yourself and for others. Live in integrity, no matter who surrounds you. Your morals and your integrity are what truly matter in this life. To be a good example to others. You will not fail. You will only succeed. And you will leave an imprint on this world. You will become legendary in your arena. I'm seeing like Mike Tyson right now. How he overcame his battles with abuse, extreme physical abuse, mental abuse. And he literally fought his way out of those demons. And he struggles every day to be better. And that's what this is all about. That's what life is all about. And he became a legend in his own right. I'm hearing never fear. Justice is here. So you have your spirit guides, angels, ancestors protecting your mission, your path in life. You are your superhero to your spiritual team. You're the one that's making it all happen. And following your path and your mission in life is speaking your truth, living in your truth. Going after what you want and not living in fear and doubt. Being fearless. Fighting the good fight. I heard making opportunities happen, not just taking opportunities that come. So you have to live with intention. Like what are your goals? What is your heart desiring in life? Like, let's say you have a passion for travel, then your job should allow you to travel. And then you won't feel like you're working so much because your job is allowing you to travel. And you don't have to be at a job where you're not traveling, waiting for your 1 week of vacation a year, and then not even traveling anywhere because you have other priorities, like your children or Christmas time, and you can't go anywhere that you want to go. So you have to situate your life according to how you feel about, like, what are your dreams in this world? Like, what is your natural calling? What is your heart calling you to do? Like if you enjoy sports, then you might want to work doing something that has to do with sports. So you're surrounded by the things that you love every day. Like if you enjoy cooking, you know, like you might start a restaurant. Like it's like things like that. Or work at your favorite restaurant, and then you might think of other opportunities and move and, you know, change directions as you go in life according to your heart and where it's calling you, and not to get stuck anywhere. Like if you're not feeling right about something, that's your clue to move in a different direction. I mean a nagging feeling of like, this isn't right, like I don't like this, my mood is down and I'm dreading this every day. And I'm not happy with the life that I created around me, because it's not my authentic self. It's not who I am anymore. Maybe at one point it was, but now I've outgrown it. I need to move to something different. Something that really fulfills me. And gets me to where I'm going. Now, I have a life path where I've gotten spiritual guidance on where I'm going and what my destiny is. To be like this world leader, to spread love and light to all of those people that I interact with and on YouTube, online, out into the World Wide Web, where it could go anywhere, even into the ethers is what I'm hearing. So all my thoughts and opinions and points of view and actions that I take, all my energy goes out into the collective, into the world. And like a queen bee, like my energy is contagious. My energy is being filtered into others' ears and hearts through other souls. So like tarot readers and psychics and stuff can pick up on my energy. So I'm leading the people, whether they realize it or not, even if they don't see me or talk to me or know me. My energy is being siphoned, like it's being not siphoned, it's not being taken away from me. It's being tapped into. So they can read my energy because it's so strong. Like if I go on to a tarot channel, there's an immediate shift in the energy of the tarot reader because I've noticed it. And they start getting different readings that are for me. And the whole energy shifts for them. And I've listened to probably hundreds of tarot readers at this point, different people, and the same kind of thing happens. It's almost like I'm being like a journalist. I'm trying to figure all of these things out and figure out what is going on with me, what is going on with this thing that's happening here. And what am I supposed to do with it? And how am I supposed to move forward? And is this all real? And testing it, testing the theories, testing my thoughts, testing my abilities. And so it seems so unbelievable though. So it's like, it's almost like I believe it like wholeheartedly because I've tested it out so many times, and I like, it's not going away, and it's just like, it's become a part of me now. This whole spirituality and psychic mediumship that I have, or whatever it is. And it's almost like so surreal that I can't even like process that it's really happening. So all I can do is tell you guys like what I'm thinking and feeling and what is happening here. And then I'm kind of like, I've always gotten this like the Babe Ruth of spirituality, where I'm like, where I'm telling you guys ahead of time that something is happening with me, and that you're gonna have to watch it unfold with me, because it's something otherworldly, it's something different, something unique, something that's never happened before in these modern times, is what I'm hearing right now. And it's like my mind is so filled with all of these like fantasy type of things that it's like I need an outlet to like release the energy, because it's like bottled up inside of me, and like I need to release the energy, or else I'm gonna get stressed out and overwhelmed and like confused of like, which way do I go? What do I do? I need to release the energy and talk. I need to speak it out, because I get more information back. So it's an energy exchange. And I know that's what I'm supposed to do. I know that I'm supposed to communicate what's happening to me. And just my natural inclination is to be myself, authentic self. And being my authentic self is trying to uncover these mysteries of like what is going on with me. And if nothing happens in my life, then that's telling. It's telling that it is just a fantasy. It is just thoughts in my head. And there's nothing different about me than the rest of society. And that could very well be true. But some type of entity, whether it's my higher self, some other worldly spirits, are speaking to me on a high level. Like trying to inspire me to be this superhero of the world. So I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to follow it, and I'm going to get the guidance. And I don't know if this has happened to anybody else on this kind of level in these modern times. I'm getting a vision of Martin Luther King Jr. So this is the kind of level that I'm speaking of, where it's like legendary. A legendary purpose is what I just heard. And the same with my twin flame. So this this puts a lot of pressure on us, but we're being told that, well, I'm being told that not to feel the pressure, just to be authentic, and you're gonna just glide into your purpose. But there's like a heads up. There's like a heads up that this is beyond the level of normality. And just to prepare for your destiny, because it's a high one, was what I just heard. Because my spiritual team has been watching me and guiding me since I was a child, and preparing me for what is to come. And my twin and I were born to fulfill this destiny. And I could just remain quiet about all of it, but I'm trying to gather support. And this is what God wants me to do. And it's like gathering those disciples that have belief and faith and can feel the resonance in their heart, the truth, the validity. I'm hearing conscious awareness resonating throughout their bones, their body, their skin. I heard like, what is it? Meat cage or something. Like our bodies, like our avatar bodies, are merely just this, I guess, meat. I don't know if that's right, meat cage. Because we have the bones and then the meat. And then our soul is not just inside of us, but all around us. So it's like our body is inside of our soul. It's not the other way around. And I was just hearing like our soul can leave our body because of demonic entities. It can completely, like, I'm hearing like drive away our soul, like our true purpose in life. So that's why we need to stay away from negativity, negative demonic energies. And those demonic energies can show up as hateful, hurtful, negative talk, negative actions, negative spirits, like drugs and alcohol and temptations that we know and we feel in our heart that is bad, but we do it anyways. And it's like, why are people drug addicts when they know that drugs are habit forming and that they can lead to the destruction of a human being? And it's almost like homeless people that are strung out on drugs. It's almost like in public being intoxicated and acting a fool is almost like a reminder not to do that. But yet people still are tempted and feel like they can, that won't happen to them. And those that are tempted by the devil are being pulled under. It's like I'm getting a vision of like a tide pool, like an ocean pulling you under. I saw a video actually of, I think it was like in Australia, I'm not sure, but these two like bodybuilder guys that like jumped into the ocean in a tide pool. I'm not sure if it was called a tide pool, but that's what I'm getting. And they felt like they were strong enough to get out. And that's why they jumped in, to prove their strength. And the strength of Mother Nature and our Creator is not, you're not strong enough to fight it. They both perished. They both died. One guy jumped in to save the other guy, but they both ended up dying. It wasn't even, they didn't even have a chance. It's like trying to fight like a rhino or like a tiger, a lion. It's like you're not as strong as that. If an animal wants to harm you, like a big animal, I'm thinking of like an elephant, or like, you know, the elephants that escape the circus and like stampede, and like if they get angry enough, like they're gentle souls and creatures and like they're smart, but if they get in their head, in their mind, that they want to escape, watch out. I'm also getting a vision of like, I'm hearing Sigmund and Freud, the magicians that were using tigers in their show in Las Vegas, getting torn apart by their tiger, the tigers that they raised from birth, being nice to them and treating them. I don't know how great they treated them, but they turned on them. And one guy was on life support, basically, could barely like function because he was so badly injured. And it's crazy because I was there in Vegas when that happened, or like right after, or no, right before I think it happened. Yeah, so that was crazy. I think they're like white Bengal tigers is what I'm hearing. I know they were like white. And I'm kind of getting there was like 2 tigers that attacked. And I'm hearing out of nowhere. So it's like you really can't just predict what animals, wild animals, will do. You can't predict what the weather will do. You cannot predict what God wants for you. And that is the power that God has. It's so strong and powerful that you cannot fight it. Same with the devil. But God has more power than the devil. So that's how you get out of those situations, is you turn to God. You turn to God in those instances that you cannot escape. Humanly, it's not humanly possible for you to escape those situations without God on your side, without your spirit guides, angels, ancestors from the spiritual realm to help you and guide you. You have to be obedient. You have to do good in this world. You have to understand that there's powers beyond your imagination. Well, a lot of us have a good imagination, but beyond your reality. Just because you can't see them, feel them, touch them, does not mean that they're not there. Just like the air that you breathe. If it's not there, you're going to notice it. You're not going to live for very long without air. Without love, you're going to feel that. Without love from your parents or your kids or your significant other, it's going to hurt you. You have feelings, you have emotions, you're a human being. Your spirituality is part of who you are. And so we need to, I heard, connect the dots and realize, like really realize that this is the truth. And to hop on board this train. I've got the Underground Railroad right here. That's crazy. Because I had this like impression of me as like Harriet Tubman in a past life. So to have that come through is like, I've heard it before, but it reinforced it right now. And that's what happens, is as we hear something over and over, if we get the repetitive message, we start believing it more and more and more. So as you watch my channel and my videos, you're gonna really realize like what's happening, and this is the truth. If you go back and watch my videos, you can see the truthfulness of all of this, and the consistency, and the care, and I'm looking out for you guys. I'm trying to bring you guys along with me, help you out, get on board this train, and create a momentum so more and more people get aboard the train to get out of this situation that we're in. We're living in a world that is not living in the truth. And I'm here to help you guys escape from this reality, this 3D reality, because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than this. It's much, much bigger than this. There's so much more to life than what we've been told and what we've been taught. We've been taught to suppress ourselves. We've been taught that we've been controlled. The lid has been put on the pot. The glass ceiling has been lowered for us. And we're here to break out of that box that we've been in, that glass box, shatter that glass ceiling, and live out our full purpose and potential for this lifetime. Because this is not it. They make us feel like we're free, but we're really not, when we're being controlled by these thoughts, these this talk, this rhetoric is what I'm hearing of how to think, how to feel, what to believe from the government, from our school system, from the churches and religious leaders. And I just heard something else about like the war that's happening with Gaza and Hamas. As an outsider in the US, we can look on that and think like, you know, why are they fighting? Why are they like killing each other? It doesn't make sense, because they're just destroying each other. And it's like this conflict where it can't be resolved without warfare. And it seems ridiculous, because if you just release and let things be as they are and not try to control people and make them do what you want them to do and let freedom ring, God is love. We need to love each other and release control, release hatred, release bitterness, release the past, release our ancestral traumas. We are all individual people. We are not our ancestors. We are not a part of a whole. We are individual people with individual hearts and souls, and we are all living with love. And if we're growing up in a hateful environment where we're being told that other people are bad and we're good, and to hate other people and to harm other people and to kill other people for some thing that happened in the past, you have to listen to your heart. What is God telling you? God is going to tell you to release, because it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has something to do with the other people and that negative energy in their heart and their soul, the demonic spirits that have entered into them. Because God does not tell you to kill others unless they're about to kill you. Your self-defense is to protect yourself. So you have to understand that if you're going to shoot somebody, that they have a right to shoot you back, and that the law is on their side in that instant. But if you're just going and throwing rocks at people and you think that God is on your side, I just saw a clip of a kid that got ran over by a car because he was throwing rocks at it. And I don't know what if the car had done it. I don't think it was just an innocent car that was driving by. I'm not sure if anything happened where the car did anything to them first, but you don't send your kids to fight your fight and then get upset when something happens to them. So we have to think of it like our school system. It's like the people that are fighting need to be the ones that are in trouble and punished. The ones that actually take the gun and shoot it when they're not supposed to. And we don't condone killing. We don't condone bad behaviors, and we know what good is and bad is. And so and I know, like, if you put down your weapons and then there's a whole country like going after you, you have to defend yourself. But what about the times when you weren't fighting? Were you peaceful and trying to prevent the fighting? Were you trying to be a good person and resolve the issue and try to just squash it, squash the beef? There were times when there could have been a resolution. There could have been a compromise. And then it leads to more bloodshed. And so you have to realize that the governments are there to create the solution, to look at both sides of a situation and do what's right. And just because you don't believe in a government solution of like taking the Jews and putting them in Israel, if you don't agree with that, then you need to turn to the political leaders and turn to voting and turn to changing the laws with your words, writing letters, talking to the people that actually make the laws and trying to get justice in that way. And if they don't agree with you, there's a reason for it. People were displaced from their beginnings, is what I heard, from their original homeland, displaced by tragedy. And that is God's land. And God wants peace and love and light and harmony and unity. So you don't fight a government. You have to vote, or you have to believe in the government or change it. It's not about the people that you don't go and kill people. Just put it that way. You can become a leader in the government and not it by any harmful means at all. You have to be a good person. And good people are not fighting and mean and angry. They're loving and kind and supportive. You're not living by God's laws. Therefore, you're not protected by God. You're not living on your path. You're not living in justice and peace. And so it's all a mindset. And so when you're separated from the situation, you can see it more clearly. So just like two kids that are fighting on a playground, you can look at it the same way. If they're fighting and arguing over something that the teacher let the kid do, and then the bully comes around and hits him over the head with a rock, that kid has every right to hit them back, but they're both going to be punished because fighting is never the answer. Hurting somebody is never the answer. That is not God's way. It's about talking and communicating and then going to those people that are in charge, and then they will resolve the issue and you will both be punished. And God is punishing And it's also like, this war has been going on for centuries, is what I'm hearing. And that's the problem with it. It's like a traditional thing. It's being, these thoughts, this mindset is being handed down from generation to generation to generation. So you're still harboring resentment for something that somebody else did a long time ago that has nothing to do with the people that are there at this current time. It's just the mindset. And there are the people that have the same mentality or harbor the same resentment from passed down stories and generations. But you have to look at it in a different light. You have to look at it as we are all God's creatures, and we need to learn to love and let go of things that didn't happen to you personally, and not to harbor resentment because that person that threw the bomb, or no, you don't throw a bomb, but like drop a bomb out of an airplane or whatever, that singular person or that singular like leader, maybe the leader is still around, maybe not, but it is that particular person that is feeding the problem. That person that led that group is a problem. And so if we target our energy and our focus on the problem, the real true problem is not the people. It's not all the people. The true problem is, where did it begin? Where did it start? Why did it start? Who started it? Who fed the minds of the people to be aggressive and angry and hateful? And who decided that a land belonged to anyone but God? Who are the leaders that are in charge? You have to release control of like, this is ours. Nothing belongs to you but your body. Nothing belongs to you but your body. God can take anything away. Anybody can take anything away from you. It's not yours. Your significant other is not yours. Now your kids are yours, but that's a whole nother story. Your kids can be taken away from you if the law says so. And you could be punished with your kids being taken away from you. And your kids are an extension of you. So the problems that you create in your life are going on to your children. The goodness that you have in your heart and your life are going on to your children. So beware of what you do in your lifetime. It's going to affect your family and your kids and your future. And if you want to escape the fighting, escape the negativity, you need to remove yourself from the situation and go somewhere else. The land does not belong to you. Every piece of land is God's land. Jesus would not be proud of what's happening. Do you believe that Jesus would be proud? No. I'm telling you right here and right now that Jesus would not be proud. Is not. Definitely is not. That's not the way that you resolve problems. And dying on the cross was not justice. Hurting and killing and torturing is not justice for the acts. Killing people because you want the land and harming people and making them suffer because you want the land is not holy. It's not righteous. It's not godly. It's not deserving of the land. The land is sacred, and it does deserve to be a tourist attraction, a site for everyone to experience. Like a memorial, and nobody owns the land. But the people were placed there by a government because they were displaced and they had nowhere to go. So to be understanding and you can live together in harmony. Whoever lives there and bought the land should live there. And it is what it is. We've all had struggles and problems with our government, whatever governments they were. And we don't look into the past, we look to the present day. So, I had no idea that that's what the message was going to be about. So, I'm going to just continue with my day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.